Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to my Minecraft Feed the Beast series. Now, we are once again out here at our arcology construction site, and as you can see, this quarry's going pretty decently, digging down a fair bit so far. Pretty close to where I want the basement levels to be at, so we'll probably be stopping this quarry soon. And we've got this quarry started up over here. Now, I discovered a small problem with my original idea of having all four quarries going at once. I think this may just be a glitch with my game, because I'm fairly certain I've used multiple quarries in the past close by, but for some reason, whenever I try and lay out the other two quarries over there and over there, they don't want to extend out to the full distance that I set the markers out to. So I'm not sure why that is, but for the time being it looks like I'm only going to be able to have two quarries going simultaneously, which could be beneficial in the long run, actually, because once these two are finished, I can move them to the other side, and while they're quarrying, I can be building over here, rather than waiting for all four to be done and then, just having a giant hole sitting there. So I think it's probably a good thing that it did that. I'll actually be able to build this place in more proper stages. But yes, it is going quite nicely. And soon we'll actually be moving on to the next step in the process, which is actually relaying down my floor over top of these quarries. That will be the base for the arcology construction. And then, of course, under that be our basement. And to do that, I have had a good few people suggest to me to use fillers. I've never used fillers before. Ever. Not a single time. So I have no idea how they work. So today's episode, we're going to be doing a little experimentation. So if you are a filler expert, this is probably going to be a painful episode for you to watch me just fail, most likely. But I think it'll be an interesting one, at least for those like me who probably have never built one before. And so what we're going to do is actually head back over to the village and fly out of here. And and show you my little test area I've been setting up, which is this over here. I wanted to test two different layouts with the filler. One, just marking out a nice square and seeing what it does from there, just for basically having a 2D shape on the ground for it to fill in. And then this one where I built up 4 high, so that we have a 10 by 10 by 4 area in here for it to fill. And I'm actually going to be testing out both just the solid fill as well as pyramid fill, because the pyramid fill greatly intrigues me, as that may save me a whole lot of time in the construction of the arcology because of the shape that I'm actually going for. So let's actually head back over here to the powerhouse, as I know that there's a crafting table here, to actually build the fillers. Now, I already built one earlier, since we're going to need 2. So we just need 2. Actually, while we're here, let's check. That all seems to be good. Why are you shut down? Oh, no, you're still working. Oh, there it is. I just didn't see the red and blue, so I was worried that it stopped working. So we need a lot of glass. But, yeah, I had to make another jetpack earlier, and I forgot the recipe. I forget the recipe for everything. Dear God. But, yeah, so as I said, I've already made one filler right here. And to make another, now we've made gold gears in the past and multiple other gears, so we'll just pop those in there. Dandelion yellow right there. ink sacs up top, one of our markers, a crafting table, and a chest. And hey, I remembered it on the first try. That's a record for me. So, now I'll be honest, once again, I know nothing, but I'm assuming it's similar to the Quarry in that it needs electrical engines to function, which is why I set up this mini power station over here, where we have an MFE and some solar panels that I've had charging, so it should have more than enough charge to actually do what we need here today. And so let's just pop this down right here. Okay, so yeah, just marked out the 2D shape, and then we'll pop this one right here. And yeah, it did make the 3D shape that I had wanted. So that is a good thing. I'm very pleased that it did do that. I was a little bit worried because, well, I didn't know exactly how much control you did have over this. Now, filling resources. Let's just chuck some dirt into each of these. And then, once again, assuming that we need an electrical engine on both sides, just pop a lever onto these, and then run some wiring. There we go. And a little bit more here. Whoop, I didn't need it there. Alright, and so these should be able to give us power now. Now I'm wondering what will happen if I just turn them on, if anything at all. Probably not, because I know you need brick and glass, or brick or glass, not necessarily both. You could use either or, and I keep placing cables. Let's get off that one. And so yeah, it seems that without those resources in here, that you just kind of are wasting power. Which, yeah, I tend to do, it seems. But yeah, so we need some glass and brick. Now, I'm going to have to bring you back in a second because I think I'm out of brick at the moment. I didn't have many pieces to begin with, but I know that there is some clay around here. So I should have gotten that prepped before the episode. But yes, I'll see you guys in a moment after I get myself some more clay and fire up some bricks. Okay, and I'm back. So, yes, it took me a little bit to gather enough clay and smelt it all that... Yeah, it was nighttime by the time I was done, so I slept and it is morning again. And I came back out here and decided just to be on the safe side and added some more electrical engines. I have no idea if it needs this many, or if it may need more. I really have no clue. But we're going to give this one a go first. And we're just going to turn these on. Now, if I'm remembering the wiki correctly that I was reading, if we do it like this, it should just fill the area within this, I guess, construction tape, I guess is a good way to, or good term to call it. And yeah, it's going quite nicely. Quite pleased with that. So that is... Oh, what? I had a whole stack. Oh, it must have gone through a whole stack in there. Well, let's shove that one in there too. Okay. Well, I guess it was a 10 by 10 square, so yeah, that makes sense that it would go through an entire stack. Okay, so that corner still had the marker. I wonder if... no, it's not going to fix it. But okay, that's good to know. So it can just make a flat floor straight across. So that is going to be very good for building the, well, actual floor that is going to separate the arcology from the basement. Now, another fun thing that I was reading is that it can also act similar to a quarry. If you fill it with glass, it breaks all the blocks in that area. That the blocks do seem to disappear after a second or so. Interesting. Does it go back into this? No. Okay, so it does seem to destroy those blocks. But that is an interesting way to potentially clear a large area. So let's just shut this off now. And let's take our dirt with us. I may need a bit more, so let's pull out the laser real quick. Switch it over to... let's go with long range. That should be good. And if we fire just straight across here and there, should be able to get ourselves a nice bit of extra dirt, along with somewhat tearing up the terrain, but I can live with that. This village will eventually be abandoned in favor of the arcology. So let's go over to my second test one here. Turn on these electrical engines. And I want to try this, I believe it's that, and it should make a pyramid shape. Let's see what happens. So yeah, it does seem to be going well with these 3 electrical engines. I'm assuming that if I would have just done the 1 electrical engine, this would just be going very, very slowly. And perhaps if I use something a bit better than electrical engines, it might go more quickly. Okay, so yeah, it will just make a pyramid shape, and I'm assuming that it's going to stop at this line. Well, it would if it had enough materials. I only have 6 more. Huh. Okay, let's go break some more dirt. Oh, I did not calculate my dirt needs correctly. Let's just shoot through this. And there we go. This should be more than enough to finish it all up. Excellent. There we go. And let's fly ourselves back. In a little bit of lag here. It might be because I do have a lot of chunks loaded because of those quarries. Okay. And if my thinking is correct, it should stop on the next layer and not go any higher than that. Yep, there we go. Excellent. So, to build our pyramid, we're going to have to, well, the pyramid sections of the arcology, we're going to have to build up to our desired level. And it will, well, do the work for us. I am excited about that. Though I don't know if I'll actually do it in a pyramid shape like this, because I don't want it to be basically a perfect pyramid. I want it to be somewhat stepped. So I may do it in layers, which, let's just pop the rest of this in there and see if it'll just fill up the rest. So yeah, I may build the arcology in layers, doing something like this, building up a couple and then the perimeter around, and building it this way. That may save me a lot of time with construction, which I'm guessing I'm out of dirt. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, I'm out of dirt. Huh. Alright, I am very pleased with this. It's more simple than I thought it would be. I was thinking that this was more complicated than it turns out it actually is. And this is going to really help me in construction of my arcology because, well, it's going to save me a whole lot of time with building layer after layer. So I am very, very pleased. Now I just want to check one more thing. Let's throw this stone in there. So yeah, you can pretty much use any material, I'm assuming. So throwing in smooth stone should not be a problem. Ooh, though I like how it's not replacing any of this. So it does build around, so we may be able to make different patterns with the filler, like make columns, like 2x2 columns going up that are stone and then fill it with glass in between. That could be a possibility. But yes, I am very happy with this. It is much easier than I thought it was going to be, and much less resource intensive. These electrical engines did seem to power it all very nicely. I am happy about that, and can't wait to actually start building with this. I think it's going to save me a lot of time and a lot of hassle, and overall just be fun, I think. So, yes, I do hope you did enjoy this episode, and that you come back for the next as we make more progress on the arcology. And of course, have a good one.